Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 138, with your sexy, beautiful, a little bit sick host, Jesper.
Hello. I thought it was one.
Dinason.
Yeah, let's while you put out my address to everybody. Tell my
Address is 1709. Well, nope.
That was my own address, so that's okay. I thought it was episode 137. Is it 138? Am I off?
138.
Oh, I guess I was off.
For sure. So Jesper's under the weather, so we just decided to do remote, which we're not super fans of, but it is what it is, and we're just going to get it done, but we're happy to be here, so appreciate you guys all tuning into the live stream. If you can go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and review this fucking thing, give us 5 stars, or give us 5 stars and tell us the worst thing you hate about the show or the best thing you hate about the show, but please give us 5-star.
Please
Also,
give us 5 stars.
if you're watching on Facebook, you can reward us with stars, or you can join the membership on YouTube for $3 a month. You get exclusive perks as a GIF and or a sticker if you really want that. No one else has them. I created it just for you. So, what I'm really excited about tonight is I can adjust my balls without anyone seeing, because it's just on my face camera.
I know that's yeah. And yeah,
It's the little things, Jesper.
I just never like it too either. So hey, I like that baby grand too. It's not mine, unfortunately. This is just a completely borrowed photo from my background because Jason doesn't like my actual background. So that's why I just kind of put this on. But it is a nice baby grand. But the other problem with that though is if I had an actual baby grand, there would be a lot of pressure because I don't know how to play the piano. So I would have all this pressure sitting on top of me, learning how to play it. So
yeah, maybe you could put your Peloton on the baby grand and you could ride your Peloton on the piano.
I know, right? That might be something. Maybe you can put one of those. No, never mind. Keep going.
If you want to check out the show, gigeconomyshow.com for everything gig economy related. Also, our Patreon members, we will not be doing a Patreon stream tonight because we are going to chat with Janet. We're going to give it one more time. We will not be live. We're going to try to get that recorded and posted next week. And Jesper's on vacation, so it will be live but pre-recorded. But I actually will be home doing talking on the live stream. So please join us next week at 8.
Everybody listening tonight, everybody listening to the podcast before next week, I ask that you will just give me good thoughts. Pray if that's your thing. Give me good thoughts or whatever, because I do not want to be sick while I'm on vacation. What's up with that? Come on.
That does suck.
This is going on 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that does suck.
Ugh.
We want to thank our Patreon members: Larry, Samson, Steve, Chris, Bud, Tom, Omar, Lindsay, and Jamie. And Delivery Cats. I forgot to put your name on the rundown, but I remembered in my head because I do things, and I'm going to write this on the rundown right now because actually we don't even know. We don't even know where Delivery Cats currently lives, but we know that they have some roots in Michigan. So I'm just going to say Michigan.
Hey, Janet. And then maybe Delivery Cats, you can let us know where you are, what's your current market. So
yes. So, yeah, like I said, no Patreon tonight. We are going to be talking to Jan. What's that?
He's in the suburbs of Detroit.
Got you. So Michigan. And then next week we talked about the B-side. We're going to have Janet on there. It'll be pre-recorded, but I will be on there chatting and doing those kind of things. So, yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping we have to do. Yes, what's that?
Did you mention the Telegram group? I did not hear it if you did.
No, I didn't. You can do it.
Okay. Everybody needs to download Telegram, which is an app on your phone. And then you need to join somewhere in below in the what's it called? I can't talk.
Description.
Below in the description, you'll find the link, and click on that link, and that makes you join this special chat that we have going on. And so when you're driving or when you're just home or you feel like talking to some people, there's always somebody in there talking.
Yeah, there is.
And I know I am guilty of not talking as much as I should be talking when I'm out on the road.
Yeah.
But I know I will get back to it. I promise.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Jesper has a phone mount on the left-hand side because he somehow can't figure out how to put it on the right-hand side. So he says it's too hard to talk. And
Well, it's just weird because the record button on Telegram is to the left. No, to the right.
yes.
If I have to use my left button on my left thumb on the right side of the phone, it's just weird to do the recording that way.
Well,
So, anyways, I know I need to be doing more of the talking in between, but then when I'm busy, I'm busy. So, but
don't
again,
let him fool you. He was talking to me. He just didn't want to talk to y'all.
I like talking to all you guys. I need to get back to it honestly. I've shared this to what's in the olden days. The group is what kept me going. There was a long time where I was burned out. I didn't want to drive, but because we had the group, we had the community. I was looking forward to coming out on the road and talking to the boys. So
Yeah.
but so it's that community definitely is the reason why I'm still driving.
Yeah, so talk to us. So stories from the road. I don't have a lot of Oh, I do have a story. First of all, you saw the title. I'm thinking about renting a Tesla. Now, bear with me. Give me all the hate all you want. I don't care. So I can get this Tesla for like 230 with incentives. So basically you get $60 or you get $1 per ride, up to 60 per month or something like that. I don't know, or per week. But here's the thing, like, I've been doing a lot of rideshare, and I know I said I wouldn't, but, like, food delivery is so bad right now, like, I cannot get on Doordash to save my life, and so I've been doing a lot of rideshare, and my gas is just it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. I get 15.5 miles per gallon, and then when you're doing rideshare, you're driving from one side of the county to the other side, and it's all over the place, and I'm just like, "Man, if I didn't have to pay for fuel, how much money I could save and the extra I could be Uber comfort at least, so that would help. And then I have solar at my house too, so if I could hook some sort of a semi uh, good charger up, I could not pay for
Really,
electricity either. So I'm thinking about giving it a try just to see. I'm going to try the not next week, but the following week, at least 1 week. You can rent it, I think, just for 1 week at a time. And just see how I make out. You know what I mean? I mean, I know I'll be in
Mhm.
the hole to start out on Monday at like 200 and some odd dollars, but I think I'm going to give it a try.
I must admit, after pandemic, the comfort is much better than it was before.
Yeah.
People will choose the comfort
Why
very
do you think the
often.
pandemic had anything to do with it?
Well, I don't know. I
Oh,
know that
you just
prior to
noticed
the
it.
pandemic, I mean, I was a comfort driver, but it's only been in Grand Rapids. It had only been for like I want to say 6 months, 8 months, a year, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was not very often. I mean, I had one or two comfort rides whenever I was out,
Yeah.
but that's about it. Right now, I can easily do comfort and extra only.
Yeah. I'd be curious if you just, because obviously with a Tesla, I can't do XL. So,
Right.
but man, my car is it's going in the shop next week, and I am getting a new car between now and December. But it also makes me want to think maybe I should buy an electric car instead of a hybrid. I mean, I got the solar. I
Right.
literally won't pay for fuel. I know there's battery chargers down the road. I get that. I'm looking at like a Chevy EUV, which is relatively new. It's their SUV model, which is a very small SUV. When I say SUV, it's
Okay.
barely an SUV. Um, but I also am looking at some older Tesla Model 3s. They're right around the same price as a Chevy Bolt. So I don't know. We'll
Used,
see.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2009. I saw a 2019 with like 50,000 miles for like I don't know 28K.
Mhm.
And my
Why
hybrid's about 36.
and we talked about you and I talked about this a little bit before. Why is there still not a minivan that's a
Yeah, I don't know.
that's an electric vehicle?
I know the Pacifica gives you like 50, 60 miles of electric and then jumps into hybrid. I think that's actually great. I would prefer that honestly, maybe over electric right now because I'm not quite ready to commit to 100% electric, but it's kind of I
But
don't know.
the silly thing about that though is and I mean I don't want to get into a big whole thing about this, but the footprint on a hybrid is no better at all.
You mean electric?
The carbon footprint isn't on a hybrid is no better at all on then because now you have the footprint of having to produce the battery, which is a lot. And you have the footprint of all the stuff that you're putting into the atmosphere every day. You're doing both.
Yeah, it's a little bit different with the hybrid though, because the battery is quite a bit smaller.
I
With a
understand, but I get that, but it's yeah, I don't know. I think
Well,
I would choose to go full EV over I would do a hybrid. I think. I
really
guess that's just me. Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. They do say it takes about 5 to 6 years for the blueprint to be erased with an EV because of,
Oh,
you know,
sure,
mining to get the battery stuff, but
but
I'm
they
not
had
looking about the environment. I mean, I do care about the
sure.
environment. For me, I'm looking at my I mean, I fill
Oh,
up
sure.
every other day for $60. It's like, fuck, I can fill that EV every day for 20 bucks.
Right.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, I was just ever since I got the new van, I started tracking my gas expenses, right? And I mean, my biggest drive right now is on Uber. That's, I mean, that's what I do most of my driving by means because both Michelle and I work at home and all that stuff. I'm averaging $300 in gas a month right now. In looking at December, January, March, on my Fuelio app, which is really cool, by the way, because I can just see it right there, right? So
Mm.
that's, I track everything and it's in there. But I can easily see if you drive full time, I can easily see you spend 5, 6, $700 in gas.
Oh, yeah.
Easy, easy, right? And if you can just, as you said, if you have an EV and you get, you save what $4,000 a year, no, $6, $7,000 a year in gas right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I can, like I said, charge it up at home and
Right, exactly.
the son pays for it. So it's almost I've been talking to Megan about that. I'm like, I know I'm kind of leaning towards the EV now again, but like I think it's kind of a no-brainer, even though it's a little pricey out there. But
Yeah.
um Delivery Cat said I'd be claustrophobic driving people in a small car. Yeah, I drive a 2010 Honda Pilot. The thing's a beast. When I get even in my wife's RAV4, I'm like, I feel like I'm all cramped in there. Imagine
Mhm.
jumping into a Tesla. Although the Tesla is pretty roomy. It just
Right.
sits so damn low. Like when you're used to like jumping up in your seat and then you jump down in a Tesla because I drove it a couple months ago in Orlando. But and then the other story I had, you know what? We're 14 minutes in. I'm gonna skip that one. Maybe I'll create a video on that. But tell
Okay.
me about Irish on Iona, Jesper.
So this is the weekend where I wasn't even gonna drive, right? This was, you kind of almost bullied me into it. It's like, oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
drive, and I had already said I'm not gonna drive. I don't want anything. And then, as we start, and this is like Friday, I start talking to Jason. I said, I'm not gonna drive this weekend. He's like, no, you should. It's the biggest day of the year. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. So of course, I end up driving. So so I head out. I started already at 9, I think, or 10 or something like that. And I must admit it was a little bit not quite as busy as I wanted it to in the morning. Okay. But it was still back to back. It was still back to back, but there was a lot of long rides. But in the afternoon, then I stopped again around 3:30 or something like that, and I took a break until 6 o'clock. And then when I came out, holy moly, it was like the olden days. Okay. It was so much fun. And what's it called? Like the it was just ecstatic again. It was like
Yeah.
exciting, right? You got big rides. I mean, I remember turning down one or two long rides because there's no way I don't want to do that. Like one, like they gave me a ride to the casino, and it was, there and back would have been like an hour and a half, but it was only XL, so it was only $50, right? But
Yeah.
I was easily making that every 30 minutes in the market.
Yeah.
And some of the big hours, hang on. Sorry about that. Some of the big hours, I was making 50, 60, $70 an hour. It was, I mean,
That's
my
crazy.
average that day, I didn't even get the bonus, and I was still $54 an average that day.
Damn.
And I didn't get the bonus, right? I mean,
Yeah, you didn't. You should look back at how many. I would just be curious how many comforts you actually took compared to XL. Probably not very many.
it wasn't very many because I actually ended up turning it off at night. I did
Oh, did you?
Excel only at night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was back to back. I mean, and it was fun because it was like the little ones, right? It
Yeah.
was like drive 4 minutes and pick them up, and then drive 7 minutes, and it was like 12, 17, $18 every time because there was
Yeah.
a bonus on it, there was a boost on them. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, like the good old
That
times.
was fun.
I drove that day too. I did get the bonus. I had a good Saturday as well. I didn't drive nighttime. I drove, I don't know, probably the same, yeah, started the same time Jesper, but I quit about 4 or 5 o'clock. But I
Yeah.
hit my bonus. That's all I cared about. I wasn't planning on driving at night anyways. As
I
I've
drove my
said,
full 12 hours.
yeah, as I said, I'm trying to not drive the drunks home, just drive the drunks there. And so it happens. I did get a guy at like 10:30 drunk in near Granville actually, and he had work. I was like, "Damn, you're already drunk right now?" And he's like, "Oh, I work second shift. I got out at 2 a.m. and then I started drinking." I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." I thought he was like started at 7 a.m. I'm like, "Oh man, you're gonna have a long day, bro." But
So as far as Ionia went, I think it was pretty successful. It was cold.
yeah,
As
that's why I think the late start.
well, but I also right exactly. I drove a lot of people down there all morning. And then I had a lot of the people in my car at evening, but they went out again because they hadn't stayed very long at all.
Because
Most
it
of them
was so
stayed like
cold.
half an hour, 40 minutes, then they were done because it was just too cold.
I wonder what the tickets were for that. Were like
Yeah,
30,
I don't
40
know.
bucks a piece? Probably not cheap, but
Oh no, but yeah.
I picked up these ladies and guys, and the ladies cracked me up. They were in full camo, like they were ready to party. Like they were like, I am not gonna be cold. I was like, I rolled my window down and shook my head at them, and she's like, "What? You don't like our camo?" I'm like, "No, I can't believe how awesome you are dressed for this." Because normally I mean, I saw people down there with just like a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans. I'm like,
Yep.
"You're dead. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna die. It is
What are
that
you
cold."
doing?
It was like 4 degrees wind chill that day. I was
I
like,
know.
I mean, I know it's covered, but shit.
What are you
All right.
doing? Yep.
Gig economy in the news. I know this is late news, but a couple of weeks ago, Uber shut down in Michigan for about 24 hours. And I was racking my brain because it was so long ago. And Jesper reminded me in Michigan, we all got an addendum, some sort of document that we had to sign. You know what it is. Like, if you guys actually read those, I mean, I have to like venue you $5 just for winning something because I don't
I
ever read.
read that one because it's a test. You owe me $5.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah. And so when you clicked on it, it like brought it to a blank page and you couldn't move forward and you couldn't go on the app. And all of a sudden we were getting all these notifications from Detroit Market and Grand Rapids, like, I can't go on the app, I can't go on the app. Did a little digging, found out it was just Michigan, but I don't know. Somebody really screwed up. I'm like, I don't know how you screw that up and why it takes 24 hours to fix it. And maybe you can answer this for me, Jesper. I know if it has to go through the App Store, it can take a day or two to fix those bugs. But is that something that they had to do, or could they had fixed it on their end and not have to push an update?
My guess is they could have fixed it on there and not have to push an update. I mean, at least, I mean, it depends on how they implemented it, right? I mean, but
Yeah.
my hope is that they didn't implement it, that it would have to take a new version to get approved because that can take time.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
the problem. Then it has to get approved by the app Apple and Google or whatever to get into the store. But hopefully stuff like that is just stuff that they can push out no matter what.
It's interesting. I know Google it goes right through. I mean, you can put any app in there, but Apple is a little bit pickier. But it just astounds me that a
Right.
company that is a technology company, like they say, have so many problems with a link to click something to move forward. Like, it's not like it's a very complicated thing, but I mean, again, I am not a coder. I don't know anything about it. So maybe it was, maybe it is,
Right.
but that bitch was broken for a whole day.
I think the thing that we don't realize is the fact that the Uber app is super market specific. Okay. So they're maintaining a specialty code for every market in
Yeah.
America and the world, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So they have millions and millions of lines of code. Okay. And so even though it seems like a simple app, it's just not.
I mean, it doesn't actually seem like a simple app. That is a beefy app. There's a lot in there. So, but I'm
Right.
just saying to click on something that goes to another, like downloads a thing, like it seems like that's pretty standard in the industry.
Oh,
So I
sure.
I just wondered why it was so broken. But
Right.
but anyways, but Jesper, we're going to talk about Amazon worker issues PSA to customers who order every day.
We are, and so this is kind of an interesting story. The headline is "I feel bad now" because this story actually went viral, and so it's all about. The lady talks about how if you're ordering very often, um, then you probably very often have the same driver, and so a lot of people they recognize their drivers and they have a relationship with them, and this particular lady, she's saying that she worked for I think it was Amazon for like 6 months and had the same route every day and all that stuff, and she had kind of been getting closer with some of the people, and she had getting snacks and stuff like that. But she says that if you are ordering a lot, you should put out snacks because that's just the right thing to do. It's the same driver. It's kind of like also, I mean, once a year we put out a tip to the postman, right? In the mailbox because you have the same mailbox. So that's kind of a nice thing to do, or a gift card or whatever you guys some do like that. And I can see that. And honestly, Jason, I have to bring this up. Whenever I come down to you, I see a snack box out in your garage.
Yeah.
There's a snack tray, and I'm guilty. I don't have a snack tray out, and I should have. I have a nice little porch. There's no reason why I don't have a snack tray, but I don't.
I
It's the
think,
right thing to do. But so this story here goes on to say that actually the fact that this video went viral, a lot of people never even thought about it. Then there's a lot of comments that says, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Of course, I'm gonna go bring out snacks right now. Anything you guys want to, what kind of snacks do you see? What we like?" So just a lot of people don't even think about it. And then of course there's the other side of the fence as well. It's like you're getting paid, just drop off your packages and leave. I mean, so there's two sides of it, right? But again, it has a little bit to do with humanity too. I think, right? It's like well, why not? It's not like it's costing us a ton of money, to do that, to be nice.
yeah,
So
I think the snack thing started during the pandemic because no one's ever done that before. I mean, I've done lawns for 20 years. I've hung invoices on so many doors, and there was never a snack thing out there. So I started doing it just because how much I loved it when I was delivering and I was like hungry, and a lot of times it was Amazon when I was in a rural route and way out in BFE and there wasn't a gas station or whatever. It was such a delight to
right.
see that some of these people have some hardcore shit. Like they got like straight up like Mountain Dew. Like sometimes I put pop out there. Sometimes I took it out for the winter because it got a little, I don't want it to
Yeah.
freeze, but I'll probably put it back out there. But
You ever put
yeah,
like CBD gummies out and stuff?
yeah, right. Weed gummies, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I actually feel bad for the UPS guy, which I don't get delivered a lot because my stuff's in the garage. They don't have access to my garage. Amazon does. They open my garage door, they put my
Oh,
package
okay.
right there, and that's how I uh can kind of control it a little bit. Although this last round of snacks have been disappearing, and ever since I changed careers, we've been a little bit more budget conscious, so we haven't been ordering much at Amazon, but the snacks keep going down. So I had to talk to the kids about
I
making
was
sure
gonna
that
say.
it's either our kids or the kids that come to the bus stop that are waiting. I was like, all right, guys. I mean, they're not that much, but I mean, it's just like, hey, keep your hands off it. So
You have solar power now. You can afford to give snacks for your kids. Come on.
no, kids get goldfish crackers. That's it, and not even the branded kind. They get the Aldi brand.
Hey,
So
those are goldfish penguins are good. Those are much better.
are they? I've never had them. I
I
actually
love
am.
those things,
I
man.
am a little bougie with my goldfish. I do have the Pepperidge Farm ones. They're like $8 for the big container. That's so
Oh no,
expensive.
the penguins are actually good. I like them.
Okay. Well,
So
yeah, if you feel the need to help your Amazon driver out, again, I don't feel like I have the same driver. I don't.
I don't know if I do or not, but it doesn't really matter if you do or not, though, right? That's the thing. I
True.
mean, yeah, it's nice if you do and you get the relationship going, but if you don't, what it doesn't cost you anything to.
I
I mean,
think
I live in a cul-de-sac. It's not like anybody. I don't think my snack tray would be emptied. Do you know what I mean? I don't see a lot of people coming by and stealing snacks.
oh, they're not gonna steal snacks. No. You know what I think
So,
what this is like I think everyone should wait tables
right.
for like one summer just to know because you'll just have the feeling of how hard that job is. And yeah,
Yep.
you think delivering is easy. Those not the flex workers, but the guys that are doing like they're delivering 400 packages a day.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems a little light, but that's in and out of their truck. How many
Right.
times? Like, it's a hard job. So I feel like everyone should have to deliver packages one summer just to realize how hard it is now that everyone's, ordering on the internet and everything like that. So
I know. I know.
Uber Eats driver, we're gonna play a quick video. I don't know, it doesn't seem staged or set up, but I kind of feel like I don't know if I would do this just because I think it's a little over the top for trying to get a tip, but we'll play that real.
Sweet hop.
Well, first of all, that lady's nails, what the fuck were those things?
I saw them too. It's
Those are
like,
good booger picking nails for your nose there.
you know what I thought? Is like there was those nails, and then that dark male noise voice.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's the standard, like, TikTok over.
I know, but it's like
Yeah.
that's where my
Um,
mind went.
yeah, so obviously it was during the pandemic or whatever, but, like, why is he writing a note and candy? And, like, I guess I don't get that. I mean, he's taking it as his own business, but I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, that probably cost him like $6 for all that, and he probably made 3 on the delivery. So Janet says it's creepy. What's creepy about it? Like,
I kind of think it's a little bit overstepping.
what? Oh, you overstep, like a little inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, okay, leave a couple of candies, but I mean, like a little love note, and the poem, saying, footsteps in the sands. No, no, no. It's a little bit creepy. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, it
Like,
is a
come
little.
over to the dark side.
Yeah, it is a little strange, but
We're
yeah,
having an article a little bit about that later, actually, but it's just some things don't mix well into it. I think it just
yeah,
so. Anyways,
yeah, for sure. Jesper, this picture, I don't know what it's about.
I
So,
don't either, actually.
oh shit.
Well, I know what it's about, but and here's the thing. So the story goes: complete an UberX trip with radar, or wait a few minutes to resume receiving requests
Oh
directly. So
shit.
basically, in some markets now, if you don't take a radar request, you're not gonna get other requests.
I think this is in Detroit. Oh, it is in Detroit. I'm a dumbass. It says Detroit right there.
Okay, so this is the number one reason as to why I hate having UberX on. I'm just telling you right now. Okay,
Yeah.
because I get those stupid radar requests, and
Yeah.
they just don't. No, it was a 38-minute ride, right? For $19, I
Yeah.
gotta drive 10 minutes to go there, and then I gotta drive them 40 minutes, and I'm gonna make $19.59. No, I'm not doing that.
Look at their rating too of 4.40.
No,
Yeah, I don't
no.
know why. God, if they do that to me, I'm fuck, I'll go back to Lyft. Like
I know.
the whole purpose is of that radar is like, oh, if you want it, but we're not gonna penalize. I mean, yeah, it's gonna give you a
Right.
ding on your acceptance, but we're not gonna like shut you down.
But if you
That's some
don't take a radar request, you're not gonna get any other requests.
that's stupid.
That is, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
I'm
They're
telling you
ruining the
what,
model.
though, I'm really realizing how much less I get paid. Like, I'm doing these 10, 12-minute runs and making like $6 to $8. I'm just like, without the
Well,
bonus.
but it's getting to the point though, Jason, where we're dependent on that weekly bonus, right?
Yeah,
If we don't get that extra week, I mean, like I was just looking at mine, and unfortunately, I'm not driving this weekend. My weekly bonus is $380
yeah,
if I were to drive 70 rides this weekend. Now, taking 70 rides is a lot of work, so but it is possible.
yeah.
Um, but that, I mean, the $380 on top of everything I'm making, so that's awesome.
That's why I kind of thought about the Tesla. Without the bonuses, I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be worth it.
Right.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
that's the
Like,
thing. That's what the model has changed to, right?
yes.
It's now and we never know what the bonus is going to be. It changes every week.
Yeah,
right?
which it does.
Keep going down and up, and then go down and
It
up.
does fluctuate, but I kind of like that they're rewarding the warriors. You know what I mean? You're gonna go out
Sure.
there and do it. We're gonna give you a decent
Yep.
sized bonus. But for me, with my goal being like 150 to 200, if I get a $400-500 bonus, that's a couple days of work. Like I
Right.
could take a couple days off during the week and just work Friday and Saturday and be fine with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, it's worth it. And I think Uber's, instead of like putting all these huge surges out and stuff like that, and maybe I don't know. I don't seem to have too much of a problem with it. Now, if the bonus offers get terrible, or quests,
Right.
my wife was teasing me because she's like, those things are called quests. She's like, oh, what are you, a wizard? Like now, every time I say, are you a wizard, Harry? Every time I say quest, she starts giggling in the background. She's like, I'm gonna make a name for you when you're on your quest, honey.
You kind of look a little bit like a wizard.
Yeah,
Too.
I do. I do, with a big beard. Yeah, for sure. But all right, moving on. We were talking about Amazon again, which is kind of nice. Because I had mentioned like last show or the show before that we had not talked about Amazon Flex, but this is about a driver that helps a 100-year-old woman injured in Holland. So it's a quick news video.
Oh, yeah, here, no, Mike.
Yeah, right in our market, which is kind of cool.
13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
A local family is relieved and grateful to a local Amazon driver who helped a 100-year-old Holland woman who fell outside her home.
13 on Your Side's Josh Albertus spoke to both the driver and the woman's family this week. He's joining us now in the newsroom. Josh, what did they tell you?
Well, that Amazon driver, Armani Mitchell, was reluctant to take any credit, saying he was just trying to do the right thing, but the family insisting this man is a hero. A 100-year-old Holland woman's fall outside her home last Thursday could have been much worse before she was helped by an Amazon driver making one of his daily deliveries at a nearby home.
As soon as I put my van in park, she tripped. I instantly jumped out of the van, picked her up. Once I picked her up, it was blood rushing from her head, like a lot of blood coming down.
After getting the woman back to her home and speaking with neighbors about what happened, Mitchell went back to making deliveries, but returned the next day to check on the woman.
I finally see her, and when I walk in the living room and I see her, it's literally like she got into a boxing match. It's two big black purple eyes, 4 stitches right here, and I just kept thinking about my own granny or my mom.
The woman wanted to keep her identity anonymous, but her family says they're in awe of the kindness Mitchell showed.
He physically took the effort to pick a person up. It was no small task.
What a wonderful person, what a nice man, as he's going about his work day, to stop, make sure she was okay, come back and check. It just makes me feel better.
The family calling him a kind man and an example for humanity. Mitchell, however, saying he was just doing what was right.
I felt like if it wasn't me, I don't know what happened to her. So, and then on top of me just thinking about my own granny or my mom, like if they fell, I would want somebody to help them out as well. So
when you hear on the news and you hear about all the crime and the murder and all these horrible things, and then one little bright, thoughtful, wonderful gesture comes into your life.
The family says they expect the woman to recover from her injuries. Reporting from the newsroom, Josh Albertus, 13 on Your Side.
Well, it's nice to see people like stepping, like it feels like there's so much hate around the world, and and it's like to see someone like, oh, it's not my job to help this old little lady up, but like I'm gonna go out and do that. So it's usually the bad stories we see about the drivers, taking a dump on someone's porch, or I don't know, like that guy needs a snack, you know what I mean? Like that guy, those are the guys out there that you want them delivering, that are taking a look at each other for sure. So
But no, it was definitely it's good to hear the good stories too. It's about being humans to humanity. So
yeah, I don't know if I've ever really done anything like that. Like, it hasn't really occurred to me. Like it hasn't happened. You know what I mean? So like, I don't have a story to say I helped somebody. I hope I would do the same thing, not say, "See a bitch, I got to get this route done."
there's been a couple of times where when I'm out driving, I've taken some people home, and just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. For
just
sure.
been that, and for free, and or come back and get somebody because whatever reason that was, that kind of stuff.
You remember Ben?
Of course.
Gosh, Ben used to do that all the time. He would just have this
Yeah.
calling and just like
Well, I
intervene.
mean, the cool thing about Ben is he was part of a group before
Yeah,
Uber driver. When he was young, they had a group of drivers that would go down and get people home safe for free. That
right.
was their thing,
Yeah.
and it's just honestly, and that is one of the reasons. I mean, I like to drive, and when people ask me, I will bring this up. It's like I like to just be part of the solution, be part of making sure people get home safe.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It's
So,
super super important to do that, and it's just nice to see people doing stuff
mhm.
that you know don't want to do.
Hey, Larry. Huh.
Okay, moving on. Octopus tablet. If you've seen me talking about it, if you look at my car currently, it does have a tablet in there. And I just cashed out my next $25. So thank you, Octopus tablet, for that. People fucking love this thing. Like people absolutely love playing with it. The tablet that is. They like to play games. It doesn't matter who it is, they're interested in it. And it's just got a lot of cool things, and it has themes. Like all week, it's been March Madness, which is super cool. Like it kind of, it's not just some random thing that like isn't like tuning into whatever's going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So check the link in the description. You can earn up to about $100 a month. They do have an activation bonus right now as well. So check that out. I mean, you might as well do it. It's not distracting. You do not pay for the tablet. You don't pay for the service. They send you everything. You just put it in there. And what's really cool, which I love, is somehow the software is set up when you stop rolling, it shuts down. It shuts down and the screen goes dark, like it goes to sleep, which is awesome because, if you're going to drive every day, you don't have to power it down and it won't lose battery because it just like goes to sleep. Now, if you're parking for a couple of days, it will die, obviously. But the second I start up in the morning, within 2 minutes down the road, I can hear the thing kick up, and it sometimes has a little jingles here and there. So I really like that.
So, does the customers have to pay? Do they have to put the money in, or how does that work?
No, I did ask somebody, is this a mobile casino? I'm like, dude, I wish, because I'd be making fucking bank in here. No money in. It's free. They just can play with it or just let it roll. And it does have some
Yep.
ads. I think that's where they give you a cut of the revenue. They do play some
Sure.
ads, but it says it has a profile for your driver. You can put information on there like that. It reminds your riders to tip. But it's not
Nice.
intrusive by any means. Like
Right.
I've sat back there and watched through, and the trivia is fun, man. When people are drinking, like, fuck, man, they love that trivia so much. Like, which is nice because then it takes all the pressure off me. I don't have to worry about them. They are just playing and having fun. Except for
Right.
the guy that sits in the front seat next to me. He gets pissed. He's like, "What are you guys talking about back there?" Like, geez.
Yeah.
Delivery Cats is called Octopus, but use our link. It's in the description of this show that you're
Yes.
watching on YouTube.
Please use the link.
Let's
So-
see. What
So
do we
the
got?
next story is a story I kind of alluded to last time,
Oh yeah, you did.
and so the article is, please Christian drivers, and it's actually a Reddit link, but please Christian drivers, stop with the preaching. We just want a ride. And I understand. I mean, I think I can follow where they're coming from, and there's a couple of things that I try to keep out of my car.
Mm-hmm.
And one is religion and one is politics. It's just those two things is just two things that are good to keep out of the car because they can really split people.
Yeah.
And you can create some big distances or whatever with that, and you just want people having a good time. You don't want to create a big fight. So anyways, so the Reddit goes, the poster goes, it's really getting old when the driver picks me up and they're blasting Christian praise music in my face or reading scriptures to me and then get angry when I tell them to stop. Many of us want nothing to do with this terrible religion and have bad experiences. We don't need this in our lives. Please be respectful of others who are riding in your cars. So I don't agree with the fact that what he's going on to say about it being a terrible religion, but that's not, it's not mine. And there's many ways to minister, right? And one way is by also just doing good deeds, if you will. So it's just so many ways of doing it. And again, in my point of view, I would I am a believer, but I would never like put it in somebody's faces in the car. It's just not me. It's not my style.
Do you listen to the same type of music regardless when people get in?
I actually do now, because now that I have um
Satellite.
satellite, now it's always on the same channel as you.
Okay. I've been switching it up. When I see it's a young person, I switch to the hits one where it's got like
Okay.
the Miley Cyrus and blah blah blah. I kind of look at their age and I'd be like, okay, they might like Pop 2K, which it has like, 90s pop or
Sure.
not 90s, idiot, 2000s pop. And then it's pop rocks too. But
I mean, if they want something else, I'll try and change it. I don't care, but otherwise, it's just pop rock. Pop rocks is so all mainstream. People like
yeah,
it.
it's older
Yeah.
mainstream. You know what's funny? You sing that people ask for different music. Remember all the issues I used to have? I smacked that girl's like
Yep.
I don't have, and maybe it's because I'm not driving the midnight to 2 a.m. But I rarely have people say you got an aux cord. Like, remember that was such a thing before the
Oh
pandemic.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, people just don't ask about it anymore. They just get the
I know.
ride and
I
move
actually
on.
have an aux cord now. I didn't even know I had, but
Oh,
Julia
really?
showed it to me the other day. It's like, you have right there. So, oh yeah, I do. I have, where I can plug it in. I don't actually have an aux cord, but people never ask about it.
Yeah, they don't. And I'm on a side note, I'm so excited to get newer technology into a car. That I got a 2010, it's 13 years old. It doesn't even have Bluetooth in it. You know what I mean? It does have like an aux cord. I can do an aux, but that is the technology in there, and it does get satellite radio, but other than that, there's no tech in there.
I must say, it took me a little bit of time to figure out how to turn off Android Auto. That was kind of annoying.
Is that
Um,
you mean like the CarPlay?
well, it's not even just that. It's because you're using you use the map. It switches to the screen,
Okay.
and so it puts all the instructions on the screen. I don't want that. I don't want no. I just see the instructions for me. I don't need the whole car to see the instructions on where I'm going.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I've heard a lot of people do love having the air for Android it's or for Apple it's CarPlay or I don't know what it is.
Yeah, auto. Yeah,
But you can
car.
use your Uber app on that now, but it's not super intuitive yet, they said. It's not as nice
Right.
as it is the
But
phone.
but what happens is if you're using the Google Maps for directions, it'll switch to Android Auto. So your directions will come on your screen on the car.
But it won't be Google Maps, it'll be something else?
No, it'll be Google Maps, but I don't
Well, what do
again
you care?
because I don't want the whole car to see it, and
They
it
can see it
switches
on your
away from the
phone
audio.
anyways.
Huh?
They can see it on your phone anyways.
Well, yeah, but it's just a little thing, right? That's anyways.
I would rather people see it so they're more comfortable, honestly. Like they know where
Mm.
I'm going, like we're all on the same page. It doesn't really bother me at all. Benny says I'll use my tablet. Gabe's got a fucking huge ass iPad in his car. I love that. That thing's awesome. Like instead of trying to fumble with a small
Right.
little phone, but somebody would break it for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I say just because it being so big and in the front, like at least with my tablet from Octopus, it's smaller. It's like a 7-inch
Yeah.
tablet or whatever. But yeah, I'd love to have an iPad as like the screen. Maybe, when I get a Tesla, if I do.
The whole big screen.
The one thing I do like about, again, complete side note, the Chevy Bolt is it doesn't have a huge screen like that. I actually, when I rented it, I didn't really like it. It's more, when I say dumbed down, it has like everything's just more usable. You don't have to have like a degree in tech to use it all, which when I
Oh.
struggled with that Tesla, like we had to Google things 3 times to figure shit out. You know what
So
I
it's
mean?
more car for you, Jason. That's good.
Yeah. It's more of a boomer car. Like the even though it's newer tech, they dumbed it down for us boomers. So
Yeah, I know. Us
oh,
boomers.
okay, moving on. We talked you're gonna throw up if you're watching this live stream. So this picture is from Florida, I think, because I see Orlando. And
Yep.
it's got to be Photoshop because it's a 41-mile drive for $15.94. There's
It better
no
be
way.
for. I mean, unless it's again doing bird's flight or whatever. But no
Bird's
way.
flight. What do you mean?
Well, it's actually
Bird's
taking.
eye?
Yeah, yeah. So
But
it's
still, it would be still that long. There's not a lot of
right.
turning in there. Even that, it still would be a 30-mile, but $15.94 for this cannot be
It
real.
cannot be right. No.
But anyways, if you're driving like that in Florida, I should have tipped my drivers a lot fucking more money because that's some fucking bullshit right there. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Moving on real quick.
So this
Oh
is
God.
interesting to
Oh
me.
God.
I actually ended up reading another article about it as well. So, but okay, so we'll as the crow flies. Thank you. So this here, it says for the people who are listening to this on the podcast, introducing teen accounts on Uber, and they've been there for a while now, I guess, in some markets, but unlock new earning opportunities by accepting trip requests from approved teen riders. Congratulations, your amazing track record means you will be able to receive trip requests from teen riders between the ages of 13 and 17. Safety tools are automatically enabled and available on every trip to help you, the teen, and their parent or legal guardian have peace of mind every ride. I'm sorry.
It looks great on video because you
I
can't
know.
hear it and you're like,
Anyways, I mute my microphone as I'm coughing. Anyways, I guess it's coming up in Grand Rapids now. It's coming coming to our markets soon, but it's been in some markets. But the thing is, if you take a ride from a teen account, you actually get paid $2 more. So,
just a flat rate, $2 more.
that's what there was in this article I read in the other markets. Yes.
Okay.
I still don't know if I would do it. So I hope that if it ever comes to, if it is in fact in our market, I hope I can turn it off.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with it. I mean, I honestly don't like the whole aspect of having a underage girl in my car and something happens.
Yeah, I
mean
mean, it's crazy. I even think as I'm working in the school too as a male,
Right.
I joined the union for one for extra protection, but I'm actually thinking about reaching out to my insurance agent and getting like more coverage, like an umbrella of like somebody
Yep.
accuses me of something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I need to
Absolutely.
have money to defend that because yeah, that's crazy. And if you are doing this teen ride and you don't have a dash cam, like bro.
Well, so I'm wondering though too is so now you can actually go in and you can tell your Uber account that you have a dash cam. So I'm wondering if they will only give you the teen rights if you have a dash cam. Like you
Hmm,
have to. There's going to be
interesting.
certain criteria for you to get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. I've been definitely a little bit lax on picking up kids. Now, mind you, I look at it, I'm like, they look roughly, 17, 18. Like, if they're obvious small, I'm not going to pick them up. But
Right.
knock on wood, I haven't had any. But I had one the yesterday. He requested from Granville High School where I live. And I knew it was a high school kid. And like, that's obvious. I'm going to decline that. Right. So I declined it on Uber. Of course, I'm running Lyft too. Then he gets on Lyft and I get him again. And I tapped it. I didn't realize it was a him. And then it popped up the same name. I'm like, you motherfucker. Like, and canceled and just kept on driving, turned the apps off for a little bit. But
Right. I mean, I know you want to get home, but I'm sorry, dude.
yeah.
No.
I mean, I feel like there needs to be there is a market for those ages because, like, gosh, how great would it be? Like, my daughter does dance, and her friend has been taking her this year. Like, it's been a game changer. She has dance 4
Right.
days a week, and I haven't had to drive her. Like, oh my gosh, it's so nice.
I mean, we've talked about other apps that specifically for that.
Yeah.
Okay. But the drivers receive more training.
Oh
There
yeah.
was higher, there was higher insurance coverage and stuff like that in place than what Uber has.
And the rates for the customer were extremely high.
I just don't see Uber having our back if something happens. That's my problem.
Yeah.
They wouldn't care at all.
No, and I'll tell you what, as much as they say that they support you, that rider, if something happens, they're gonna sue the shit out of you. Like that,
Absolutely.
they don't give a fuck about you. They're just there. If something happens, like you get in an accident or whatever, like
Right.
good luck. You better have a good attorney.
This is why when you're out there, you have to make sure that you're doing things the right way for
Right.
yourself and for your family.
Right.
I mean,
All
all
right.
the time.
Yep. Moving on. So this is I'll kind of buzz through this, but an LA mystery, unwanted Uber Eats food deliveries vex Highland Park neighborhood. So basically what's happened in this rich area, they're getting deliveries of like McDonald's, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A and stuff like that. And it's in this same area, like 6 or 7 homes, and we're talking like 30, 40 a month. Um,
What?
yeah, and it's very, very strange. I don't know why they would do that, but and it's super rich areas too. And that's basically the gist of the story. And Uber isn't commenting on it. They've looked into it. One lady tried to stop the courier, and again, they're not mad at the couriers at all. They get it. They're just doing their job. So it was nice to see that they weren't like screaming them down or anything like
Right.
that, but they're just giving the food away. But they one lady did talk to one of the drivers and said, hey, before he delivers, so like, I didn't deliver it, can we call the customer? They called the customer, and like the phone number was disconnected. So it's super weird. I'd like to see a little bit of follow-up on this, why this keeps happening. I mean,
You
somebody's
know,
spending a shit ton of money on some bullshit food.
you know what it could be? It could be robbers staking out houses, and if the food doesn't get picked up, well, guess what? There's nobody home.
That's true. I also thought, which did happen to me recently on Shipped. I haven't used Shipped in a while.
Right.
They placed an order, and I randomly got a delivery, and they realized my card was valid, and then they immediately ordered food to Georgia.
Yep.
But Shipt blocked it. They didn't let it go through, but I got a delivery of the last thing I ordered 2 years ago delivered to my front porch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we didn't even know. We went out for the walk there in the morning, and there was food. I'm like, I thought I saw somebody in our driveway at 10:30 last night. But anyways, someone thought maybe they were doing that for the Uber Eats, see if the card went through, and then try to use it somewhere else. But
Oh, it could easily be that they are running, or they're just running fake credit card numbers through.
yeah, Delivery Cat said, how would they know their food's there? I mean, they don't know. They just see somebody, or they open the door and the food's on the porch. I mean,
Right. And
the
quite
residents.
often the driver will knock on the door.
Yeah, they could be doing that too. So I'm glad to see that nobody's being dicks to the drivers,
Yep.
because they're just doing their job, and it's important to not fuck
Mhm.
with them and give them snacks.
And always tip your driver, guys.
Always tip your driver. Middleton Tech, Gary's apps, Maximo, Flex Alert, and DUH. I use them all. I haven't done Flex in a while, but go to the link in our description. These apps will keep you safer on the road, and they will also make you more money. I set my parameters up on Maximo for Uber to not take anything 7 minutes away. So basically anything 8 above, it pops up and it immediately declines it. Which is great because gas is $3.50 a gallon again, and I'm not driving 15 minutes for a $3 ride. I'll drive 7, but I'm not driving 15. So check out these apps. Gary does a great job. He's been on the show a bunch of times. And then a DUH is for Doordash. Kind of does the same things. You can set up parameters on that to decline the $2.50 orders, and so you don't have to even bother. It declines everything for you. You don't even have to touch your phone, which
So
is
what does
beautiful.
DUA stand for?
Driver Utility Helper.
Okay. Yep.
I'm not exactly sure why he can't have both of those in the same app. He made Driver Utility Helper first, so I don't even know. Don't even ask me. I'm not a coder, but they all
Okay.
kind of work together. So, like, if you have DoorDash open and Uber and Lyft, if you get an Uber ride, it'll shut DoorDash off in that other app. It's crazy. Gary, like, the guy learned how to code by himself. He didn't even like go to school for it or anything. He just started dinking around on YouTube, and he built these apps, and now this is his business. So
Hey.
I love that guy. He
Hey.
does such a great job.
And obviously there's lots of lots of use for the apps.
Yeah,
So
it does cost money. Let's see. I think Drive Utility Helper is $5 a month. And Maximo is like 10. But there are free versions, I think, with a bunch of ads and doesn't do as much. But just buy it. It's $15 a month. I mean, fuck, it's a business expense.
right, exactly.
Moving on. Jesper gave this to me, even though it says, "Hi, Jesper. Introducing a new delivery map." I have not seen it yet. Maybe I haven't updated my phone, but basically it says
You
the map.
skipped me. You
Did
skipped
I?
me. Yeah, you skipped me.
We'll go back. Why? Just let me roll. Just say it after I'm done, you dick. You sick dick. It says, "Hi, Jesper. The map on the driver app will now help you find higher demand areas more easily. Rather than showing a large general busy area on the map, we'll highlight the specific merchants that could have the highest demand, and we'll continue to identify busier areas by the grade, blah, blah, blah." I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's that good. I will
I
have to
gave it to
say,
you because you drive, you deliver, I don't deliver. So
well, it's not just deliver. Oh, a delivery map.
yeah,
Oh,
it's delivery map.
but I think it's more, is it just for delivery? Oh,
It'll
I
help
guess
you
it is.
find higher demand areas more easily.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I thought it was for driving too. So that's why I appreciate that. I will say Lyft now has a little thing that says $7 ride 10 minutes away. Like it pops up on the map. So it's
Okay.
telling you that there's a ride over there. So I don't know if you drive towards it and you can grab it, or if you have to just tap the screen and it gives it to you. I don't know. I haven't been on Lyft enough to know, but I thought that was interesting.
But we always know though, right? Is don't drive after the search areas. It can't. It's
Oh
not
God.
worth it.
What surge? Like, I'm not even like there barely is any. Do not spend 1 ounce driving towards anywhere.
No, because you make it into the area and then it's gone.
Right. Let's skip yours, Jesper. Let's
Yeah, that's fine.
skip the other one of yours. I gotta do the pig head. I gotta
Yeah,
do the
that's
pig head.
fine.
So I saw this. I mean, maybe I don't know if it's fake, but it says Dashers, when DoorDash finally arrives, starts pushing orders from Mexico.
Mexican Mercado.
Groceries. It's literally a pig head, like from probably a pig roast or something. They're gonna grill it up, but like, I don't know if it's real or not. But I saw that.
Oh,
And I
it's
was
a real pig head.
Well, I know it's a real pig head, but I don't know if she's actually like delivering it or what. I don't know. Her face says that she's delivering it. Like, it doesn't look like she's going to the party. But
Wouldn't you think though? Wouldn't you think that they would put it in a bag or something and not just
yeah,
that clear
like, it's
plastic
just
bag?
like they chopped it off. Like, but I mean, we don't eat pig the same way some Hispanics do. Like, it's just, that's nothing to them. Like, if I saw that, I mean, what the fuck? I don't need the thing looking at me. I mean, I eat bacon and pork, but I don't want to see the face.
Well, quite often the face you actually you can make soup of it and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
You boil it until all the skin and everything falls off the bone. So yeah.
I mean, I'm
It
down for a pig roast, but like, that was fucking gross. Let's see.
So Benny says on the app you tap it and it'll give it to you first come first serve.
Oh, so it's like radar.
Yep.
Kind of. It just doesn't pop up and annoy you. You just tap on it. Interesting.
So this one here was actually it was Chris from our group that kind of posted. I don't know if it was, I think he just saw it. So this was obviously a long ride in Los Angeles, and it's this is the other side of the long ride we just saw not too long ago. It's a 4.5 hour ride once you actually pick them up. XL for $633. I can guarantee you that I would take it in a heartbeat.
Well, remember, you got a dead head back though.
I know, but you're still talking 10 hours for you're still talking $63 an hour. Right. And then you gotta pay gas. I get that.
Yeah.
But maybe
yeah, I don't know.
What do you have? What do you have? You have, I don't know, $40-$80 in gas.
That would be like a tank and a half for me. So yeah, I would
well, yeah, you gotta go home too. Yeah, see, a tank and a half. Yep.
So I would be like $80 in gas, probably,
Yep.
if not a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. This seems like old day prices. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a price like that, and it doesn't seem like there's any surge attached to it at all either. But I don't know if I would take it. But that would be nice. Like, you could be done. Like, oh man, that'd be nice. That'd be a good start to your week.
I know, right? You drive one day and you make $633.
Yeah. That
I
would
mean,
be
yeah, I
good.
know you got to subtract $100 in gas. I get it,
Right.
but you're still making $50 an hour.
For sure. I'd take it too. Last one. This is a picture. Customer ordered 2. What would you add the third one and give the customer to keep it, or not even give the third one? It's basically buy 2, get 1 free, like Snickers or candy bar.
Yep.
I was surprised at all the comments. People are like, yeah, I'd give it to him. I'd be like, fuck no, I wouldn't give it to him. I'd be like, how much are you tipping me for that? Like, I'm probably making $3 on this delivery.
Well, so it's a DoorDash, and they ordered
Yeah.
2 Snicker bars, right? So
Correct.
that's the thing. And the story goes, would you take the third one and keep it, or give it to them?
Yeah.
My question here is, do they see the actual receipt from the store?
No, every app I use, it actually, like, Instacart makes you check a box that says you kept the receipt. There's no receipt given.
Oh, well, then I would just take the third and keep it.
Oh, so if you don't get caught, then you'll take it. But if you didn't
Absolutely.
get
I
caught,
mean,
no.
we all know if the tree falls in the forest and there's nobody around to hear it, it doesn't make a sound.
I mean, I've definitely done that when I shop for shipped. I'll throw, because it's probably something I'm not going to eat anyways. Like, it's like buy two heads of lettuce, get the third free. I'm just using that as an example. I would definitely throw that in there because who cares? They're getting it for free. You're not going to use it, but I don't know. I definitely would stick that Snickers in my pocket because I'm not getting paid enough to deliver this. So
I know. So Delivery Cat says you couldn't because it's scanned on the receipt. It would trip the system.
No, because I don't think you would. No. Oh, I see what you're saying, because you still would have to scan it. It would mark it down as 0, but you would still have to scan it. I don't know if it would trip the system up. I don't think it would. Because the number, DoorDash has a number, like they give, let's say it's $30 and the money comes up to 25. They probably get a buffer in there or something, but
So Delivery Cat, you said you're going to be deactivated by doing
Wonder-
a free Snickers bar.
wonder why you're deactivated for no reason. Just saying, fuck you.
So we have Benny on Facebook. He's asking what state we are from. We are from Michigan. We are in Grand Rapids, and we are having, but we do have it's a national podcast, and we have a lot of followers all over America. So yep.
Yeah, it's an algorithm, the number of items. Hey, Delivery Cats, why don't you run a test for me, see if it works? Can you let me know.
I'll make an order. One market sure. How to make sure you get the order, and then you're just gonna drive over here and give it to me.
They're in Detroit. Just send me your zip code or send me your address. I'll make an order and then we can figure it out. But anyways, guys, appreciate you all. Jesper's dying on the vine. We still have another interview after this, so we're gonna take a break. And I appreciate everyone listening. Check out gigeconomyshow.com for everything gig economy related. And next week, we'll have Janet, so that's why.
And I will be in Outer Banks.
In Outer Banks. So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I hope you feel better, Jesper.
Me too. There was something important I was gonna say, Jason. I don't know. You cut me off. I don't know.
Sorry. Don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
Bye.
Bye.